Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Alabama 29-0. They throw a shutout at LSU. They were better in every aspect of the game. Tigers won the coin toss. After that, it was all Alabama. With Buddy Saji, I'm Tommy Chrysan. Appreciate you out there on television, radio, on the TuneIn app, and of course you folks on Facebook Live. Buddy, your thoughts, 29-0 Crimson Tide.
Very disappointing night for all Tiger fans. TK, I know you talked to your friends out there. It was lit all day long. Game day was incredible. Coach O on the walk down the hill, really fired up, ready to go. Unfortunately, Alabama too good. As you said, dominated every facet of the football game. When you talk about line of scrimmage, Alabama owned the line of scrimmage. Couldn't block 92 all night. Of course, Tua, we know how good he is. He proved it once again. Look, they're the best team in the country. They've been blowing people out. They had to play hard. LSU played hard. Obviously, at a disadvantage in the first half without Devin White. But offensively, I thought there were some real problems. And, you know, this doesn't look good for Coach Steve Ensminger now. This is 2 years, one as an interim coach, and this year as the offensive coordinator, and he's got a goose egg. Now, granted, they missed the field goal, but TK, go on and hurry up when you should have been soaking clock at the end of the first half. A lot of mistakes, but let's give Alabama the credit. There's no two ways about it. LSU was not going to win this game tonight because Bama is just that good.
Well, and I don't think Devin White would have made a difference now, knowing what we know now. Could he made a big play early? We'll never know and never know the answer to that. But the bottom line, Alabama was better. They were better, especially at the line of scrimmage. LSU had 67 yards rushing at the halftime, buddy, averaging a half yard a game. I mean, it just didn't work. And then I was a little disappointed late in the third quarter. They're handing the ball off. You know, at the time, I think it was 22-0. You can't do that, okay? You got to press. But they're better. They're far better coaches than I am. But bottom line, I think it just goes down to Alabama is better than LSU. They came into a packed Tiger Stadium. Tip our hat to the fans there. They came into a packed Tiger Stadium and got the win and tossed a shutout, albeit LSU came close to scoring at the end, but I'm not into any of that kind of stuff. Bottom line is Bama was better.
And we got some new phone numbers to get involved tonight. 831-1029. That's 225-831-1029 to get in on the phone calls tonight. TK, LSU played really hard and played well early on. Bama obviously did not score for the first time this year on their first possession. They also took a little while to get into the end zone, but when you talk about offensive philosophy, when you talk about Joe Burrow running for his life the whole game, when you talk about the tackling, this is a problem that they've had all year long, a lot of missed tackles. But look, Bama had a better quarterback. They had a better offensive line. They had a better defensive line. They had better running backs. They had better wide receivers. And what it says to LSU fans is that LSU has overachieved so far this year, and that you got to hang in there. If they run the table and get 10-2, after you saw the disparity of talent tonight with LSU and Alabama, you've got to take a little positive out of here that they played so hard. But they've got to clean up some things. Nick, this is not a game for Nick Brissett. He's not fast enough. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should have been in there a lot more. You had some drops, and you just had Burrow under duress. And once again, Bama, this is the first time they've been really tested all year long, and they're just too good, TK. Alabama, all those 5 stars, LSU some 3 and 4s, but a lot of recruits at the game. You can now sell, hey, we need you here to be able to compete in this game.
The LSU defense in spots did look good. You know, Bama didn't get a touchdown on their opening drive, which they had a long streak for that. LSU didn't allow a touchdown in the first quarter. They sustained that. No, they did give.
No, they got one and missed the PAT.
Yeah, and a bad extra point. But again, you know, Burrow didn't have the greatest night. He was inaccurate on a few throws, and it just didn't work. Bama was better. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, can we think of another way to describe it?
Well, I think what happened with Coach Ensminger is when Joe almost threw an early pick, Savion Smith went right through his hands. Ensminger got a little conservative, and you're not going to run the football when you're not getting any pressure at the line of scrimmage. Alabama won the line of scrimmage. They win the backfield all night long. LSU played hard. They just weren't able to get over the hump and make enough big plays. So, look.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it just goes to show you that they've had a hell of a year now being at 7-2 with the disparity of talent with LSU and Alabama. Now you got to pick up the pieces, beat Arkansas and Rice, and then go finish up. That'd be a hell of a year to be 10-2 with all of the players that they have to bring in and some of the weaknesses. No disrespect, but you look at the offensive line, they had trouble all night long.
Yeah, let's look at a couple of text messages before we get to the phone line. There is a new phone number now that we're live here at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard between Airline and Sherwood. All you can eat, tailgate and barbecue all day tomorrow. Saints coming on TV at 3:25. Here's a text from Floyd in Patterson. Can't beat Bama, enough said. Here's a text message that says you need to get some playmakers, particularly at quarterback. Coach Orgeron very blunt in his press conference, admitting that LSU was whipped at the line of scrimmage and there was nothing they could do. Let's see. It just shows you how far from elite that the Tigers are. And that's true. I mean, that may hurt to some fans, it may not. Let's go to Frank in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the postgame show. Hello, Frank.
What's going on, Frank? Talk up, Frank.
You hear me?
There you go, buddy.
Go ahead, Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Go ahead, buddy.
Well, we got a good butt whipping tonight. That's the only thing I can say. It played out like I thought. I thought Alabama was going to tire LSU out because we don't have the depth. We don't have the big linemen. And they just got more talent. And you're not going to beat. I mean, it's like going against Goliath. We just got our butt weak. Don't get me wrong. LSU still got a good team. And my hat's off to them. Orgeron's done a hell of a job. But you can't compete with, talent like that.
Well, they did compete early, Frank. They just didn't make enough big plays. When you stop Bama the first drive of the game, you feel like there's a win right there. And look, I'm not going to beat up any of the coaches, but I didn't think that they had a great game. I didn't think they had a very good coaching game plan on offense. You don't go hurry up right before the half when you are waiting for your best defensive player. That was crazy.
And you're getting the ball third quarter.
And you're getting the ball in the third quarter. So there was some real coaching faux pas tonight that are going to be bandied about on the radio during the week. But look, it doesn't matter. No one player, no one coach would have made a difference.
I agree with you. I don't think Devin White would have made a difference in the first half. I really don't.
Patrick Queen played hard. They once again, Frank, this has been a problem all year long. This team tackles high. And did you see the farm tackling that Alabama had versus LSU? Difference in fundamentals. But when you have a quarterback like Tua, you can do so many things. He made a couple throws, TK and Frank, where you thought he was just going to throw the ball into the stands, and they completed those passes. Bama their receivers caught the ball better. Their running backs are bigger, stronger, and faster. You want LSU running backs, or you want the three-headed monster that Bama has? I mean, you just got to be a realist tonight. They've got probably 25 stars, and LSU's got 4 or 5. And when you talk about that, that's a big obstacle to jump through.
I said Orgeron needs another year for recruits. Then he might make it.
Well, look, there's going to be a lot of people bandying about on the offensive philosophy. And like I said, I'm not trying to kick Coach Ensminger below the belt, but this is 2 years now. In 16 as the interim coach, he talks back to Fournette the whole game and didn't play various guys. I went crazy that night, TK. But what the heck are you doing calling a quarterback to pass when you're on your 4-yard line? That was lucky. That wasn't a fumble. That was a stupid call. There were a lot of bad calls tonight, but going hurry up right before the half cost them 7 points. And instead of going in 9 down, you went down 16 down, and that was a big part. And I hope that they talk about that and get better, because I hate to say it, the clock management tonight brought us back a few years ago, and that's a bad deja vu nobody wants to visit.
Well, let somebody else know.
All right, Frank. I appreciate it, Frank.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, you're on the postgame show.
Tommy Buddy. And it's like I thought I was seeing a replay of 2015, Les Miles' last game against these jokers.
We just got a text message that said, looks like rerun when LSU plays Bama.
Yeah. My whole thing is that I can't get over, I mean, you said it earlier, Tommy, it's like they were just better. I admit that. I hate to, but I'll admit it. And they look so much faster than LSU, and LSU looks faster than everybody else, for the most part.
Well, the problem that you have, Bill, is that Alabama has beaten everybody so convincingly. This is the first game that Tua has even had to play in the fourth quarter. But they're bigger, they're faster, they're better coached. And, you know, let's be honest, the guys had some nerves tonight. TK, Cole Tracy even missed a chip shot field goal.
Yeah, well, I told somebody here at Scoreboards, I said, when you're having a bad night, you're having a bad night when one of the best kickers in America hooks one left by a foot or two.
But look, let's give them a heart. You know, they did not quit. They didn't quit on their team and the fans. The fans gave their best. But it reminded me of the 2002 game when LSU got beat 31-0.
Oh, I was there. I remember that one very well, too. I was there. And,
but look at the stats, Bill.
They kept trying, and you know, I keep hoping for the Tigers, and it's like, oh man. But I have one more thing to say too. I mean, I think we touched on this in the past that that I counted at least about 25, and then I quit counting. Penalties that they could have called on Alabama, like holding number 70 one time when the quarterback ran towards the LSU sideline. I think that was second quarter. And he was holding number 91 by the shoulders, and he had his right arm pushing up on the face mask and all. I mean, they were in the middle of the field. And then they had other plays like when Burrow ran the ball, and I think this was much later in the game, and number 33 comes jumping up after he had been tripped and on the ground and hitting him around the head. And it's like, then they, of course, they had to call the obvious offsides on Alabama's defense on the last drive for the Tigers. But, you know, I guess I still have hope, but good God, I hate losing to these guys. My one comment I got to get in before y'all cut me off, fellas, is at least we ain't a chomp fan. Mizzou kicked those guys in the tailpipe today, didn't they?
Yeah, and that doesn't make LSU look good having lost to Florida. Had LSU won tonight, they needed Florida to keep winning, but LSU's not going to Atlanta now. That'll be Alabama versus Georgia on December 1. LSU, like Buddy said, hey, go win the next 3 games and get in the best bowl they can get in and keep recruiting and get better. That's all you can do. We know the path to Atlanta goes through Tuscaloosa in more ways than one, actually, and that's just where it is. And we're getting plenty of text messages along that line just saying Bama was just better. They agreed with the comments you made, buddy. That's kind of what happened right there. So,
Bill, you got a better chance of seeing God come down to Tiger Stadium before Alabama gets called on the targeting call. They targeted again. Dylan Moses, 5 yards out of bounds, right in front of 2 referees. If that would have been an LSU player pushing Tua, I guarantee you there'd have been a flag. But this is why James Carville and a lot of people brought heat to the SEC office this week. And don't think it didn't work, because I guarantee you that had not LSU raised the stink, then Grant Delpit would have been tossed with the targeting. But they couldn't do that.
Well, the SEC showed they didn't have the guts to determine whether. I thought it was targeting. Although he kind of turned his shoulder and the receiver was going down. But letter of the law, helmet hit helmet, you're supposed to be out. That's what they said for White. So their targeted thing is going to have to be reviewed in the offseason. And somebody smarter than you and I, buddy, is going to have to come up with how they can go forward with that. I've seen it written, have a flagrant 1, a flagrant 2, kind of like some of that NBA stuff, where you can have a way to, you know, not throw White out of the game. Or whatever. I know they're trying to err on the side of safety. I heard Les Miles say that this week, that he was told when the rule was put in, they were always going to err on the side of safety. I
guarantee you Alabama used the helmet on some hits this week. But can you believe Greg Stanky, that's what I call the commissioner of the SEC, demanded an apology by ESPN? That is ridiculous.
Well, ESPN, that apology was so bogus. They said, we believe in diverse opinion, but we're apologizing for what somebody said. So they made a fool out of themselves.
And you're not
Bill, we
going to get the
appreciate
calls
it.
until you beat them, TK. You're not going to get the calls until you beat them, and LSU's a few years away.
Well, and the officiating had nothing to do with the difference in the game.
Even though they missed a bunch.
We have to take a break. Hey, phone number is different now that we're at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Be sure to connect with Scoreboards on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole bit. All you can eat tailgate and barbecue on Sunday. Tomorrow, a Saints watch party. Saints don't kick till 3:25. So get a little sleep, push your clocks back so you don't miss church and whatever else you got Saturday morning. Get your clocks back and get on over to Scoreboards for the all-you-can-eat tailgate and barbecue. And the New Orleans Saints and the Rams playing at 3:25. Let's get to this break. Come back. Your phone calls. You see the number on the screen, 831-1029. Obviously, area code 225. The text message line is the same. Area code 504-689-9246. Appreciate you folks on Facebook Live. We're back after this pause with more of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge.
Text hubby. Can't wait for tonight. Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis. Not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Heltberg for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with the Pelican Sports Postgame Show from Scoreboards in Baton Rouge. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan. The phone number is a little different now that we're live and in color from Scoreboards. 225-831-1029. Speaking of the phone lines, we will go to James in Lafayette. James, you're on the Postgame Show.
Okay. I'm discouraged, guys.
A lot of folks are, James.
Listen. I'm very discouraged. Now, how many games in a row does Nick Saban over the Tigers? How many in a row?
That's 8 in a row.
8 in a row.
That's 8 in a row that they have won, starting with the national championship game down the road in the Superdome in January of '09.
Okay. How many? We keep putting zeros up too.
That's 2 shutouts in a row in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, we had that 0 in the championship game, and I know we played them really tough a couple of years ago. The first half, third quarter, we were putting zeros up in that game. And look, I'm getting discouraged, guys. Listen, I love the Tigers. Does it ever get to be a point where it's not worth it anymore?
No, you got to continue to support.
Relax, man.
You continue to support the team, the coaching staff. That's all you can do. There's a lot of teams in this country that are nowhere near the level of LSU. The fact that Alabama is in the way of LSU is a thorn in the side, and it frustrates a lot of people. Got a text message, somebody said it was sick to their stomach. Couldn't watch it, can't lose to Alabama. Well, sooner or later you got to figure out a way to beat them. I thought they had a chance. I picked them to win on the radio. A lot of people picked them to win. A lot of people thought 14 points was a good wager if you like to do that. But the bottom line, as Buddy and I said when the show started, Alabama was certainly the better football team tonight in Tiger Stadium.
James, listen, you cannot forget that quickly. And you were a former coach, right, James?
No, I'm not a former coach.
Okay, I thought you were one of our guys in Lafayette that was a former coach. But look, the losses hurt 10 times worse than the joy of the wins. And coaches will tell you that. But don't be discouraged. They played well. Tonight was not a good night. They didn't coach well. They didn't tackle well. They didn't block well. They didn't get the breaks from the officials. And then when they did get inside of opportunities, like I mentioned with the Dylan Moses penalty, that was on the 48-yard line. They get the ball at the 33-yard line with a first down if they call that. So they didn't get the breaks. And to show you the atmosphere and the fact that they were uptight, you had Cole Tracy, who's Mr. Automatic. He missed. So it's a bad night. We all have them. They got beat by a much better team and program. But you have to hang in there, James. We all the little kids, and when our favorite team starts to lose, you tell your daddy after the 5th inning playing baseball, oh, I'm going to change teams. You can't change teams, James. You got to hang in there and realize it wasn't a night, but they have a chance to win 10 games in the regular season. And if you watch the disparity in the talent tonight, then you ought to be happy that they've done what they've done this year. Now, if they go on and lose the last 4 games, then there's going to be a lot of more people talking like you. But it's one bad night, and this could be the best Alabama team that Nick has ever had. And I guarantee you it's the best offensive team he's ever had, James and TK.
Well, and here's the thing. After spring practice, Coach Orgeron knew he needed a quarterback. He knew he needed a kicker. He went and got it. After tonight's game, not that he's going to talk about it, but he knows what he has to go get now. If he can go get it, you got to hope you can go into Tuscaloosa and win next year. Hey, James, keep your head up, man. It'll get better.
It just hurts a lot, guys.
We understand, bud.
All right. Thank you, James.
Okay.
Thank you, bud.
Let's go to Houston, Texas, to Patrick. Patrick, you're on the Pelican Sports postgame show.
Hey, well, buddy, you know, you feel like you kind of got in like just kind of like a quick knockdown. I mean, I felt like the game lasted. Watched it at a friend's house, and you feel like the game only lasted, you know, like 5 minutes, and then you look up and you've been watching this 3 hours. It was so tense.
Yeah, I think you may have won the contest, Patrick. You gave me a what, 21-7?
Yeah.
I think you may have been. You certainly are right there. Listen, TK and Patrick, the whole first half, you're sitting there and you're going like, how long can this defense hold up and not get worn out? Because the offense, and this is a frustrating thing, and I think this is why James had that call and that comment. The offense, once again, TK, didn't carry their share of the game. They got dominated at the line of scrimmage. The play calling was suspect. Burrow has not looked good the last couple of games. They still are dropping the football, and it was just total domination. I mean, we're going to pull up the stats, but this was one of those games where it's very easy to give up and say LSU's not any good, but you live to play 3 more Saturdays and then a bowl game.
Well, buddy, the thing I wanted to bring up, one time I got in a discussion, kind of a heated discussion with an Alabama fan, and he just said, all I can tell you is never again, and he may be right. And the second thing Alabama people are saying is that they want to have a team that was just as equally dominant. I'm sure you remember 95 with the Nebraska team that beat Florida 62-24 in the national title game and just erased everyone they played. And Alabama people really feel that this team is the new 95 Nebraska team.
Well, yeah, going back to those days, look, there's only one thing that can stop Alabama, and that's if Tua gets hurt with the knee.
Well, the only thing that can stop Alabama is Alabama.
But if Tua gets hurt with that knee and he's out, you saw it, Jalen Hurts, Gimpy, and you put a freshman in there. But right now, Patrick, this is as good an Alabama offense as I've ever seen, and the defense certainly looked mighty good tonight as well. Now, do they have one weakness? Yes. They still have poor kicking and missed a couple PATs. But Patrick is not much the Tiger fan can hold on to other than saying this is one night we got our butts beat.
It was bad. It was really bad.
And it's like torture, TK, watching these games. It's like a slow death, like Patrick was talking about. But when it was 6-0, and then it got to be, you know, you get and I really think, and I hope that they go to the chalkboard. What in the heck were they doing? Going to hurry up, knowing that their defense had played their butts off and were tired. They should have been soaking the clock. In fact, when LSU was down by the goal line, they snapped it one time with 20 seconds left. They should have been burning every. It was a lot of the old Miles clock management tonight.
There was some
Patrick,
mistakes.
I hate to say it. There were a lot of coaching mistakes. And obviously, the guys, look, Greg Delpit got beat for a touchdown. Greedy Williams got beat for a touchdown. Now, John Battle got hurt, but we know Todd Harris had the first INT. So, look, there's a lot of people that are going to have to look in the mirror, and they're going to have to get better, and you hope that the guys can regroup after tonight.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it, Patrick. A couple of text messages. Can Coach O get the band back together and hire Lane Kiffin on the offense? How can we fire Gary Danielson? I know a lot of people would be for that. Unless LSU can until they start keeping players, top players in the state, they'll always be behind Alabama. That's a good point.
Well, not only
a lot
that,
of Louisiana kids on that field in a red jersey tonight.
Dylan Moses, Isaiah Buggs. Now, Devonta Smith didn't really play.
No, he's been hurt.
But he's been hurt. The other thing that I think tonight proves is that LSU's got to quit losing all these juniors to the pros. Rashard Lawrence and Breeden Fehoko have no business whatsoever thinking about going to pros because they need another year. And TK, you got to get better with keeping your juniors on the team.
Here's a question for you, buddy. How many offensive and defensive linemen are committed for next year?
Offensive linemen, they have 4 right now. Cardell Thomas, the big kid Bradford from Michigan. Obviously Perry, who's the son of Adam Perry. And then the center from IMG. Defensive lineman, TK, they only have one, Joseph Evans from up in North Louisiana, but they are recruiting heavily. I think they need to wash their hands with Ishmael Sofser. He's going to go to Alabama if they got a spot for him. That's the A-Meat pipeline. But look, you hope that all those defensive linemen come back, because I don't think any of them are good enough to make it at the NFL right now.
All right, so we'll see how all that goes. Once again, the phone number 225-831-1029. That's a different number now that we are here at Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard between Airline and Sherwood. Open Sunday morning at 11 a.m. All you can eat tailgate and barbecue. Saints kick off at 3:25. Come see the Saints and the Rams and all of that. Still to come on the program, Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Will be on from the stadium, as will Ronnie Rance. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show right after this pause. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in BatonRouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Alabama wins 29-0. We're about 7 or 8 minutes away from a report by Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com from Tiger Stadium. Right now, back to the phone lines. James is in Lafayette. James, you're on the Postgame Show.
Yeah, guys, here's what really hurts me. I don't think it's competitive anymore.
What?
You know, look.
What's not competitive?
It's 29-0 in Baton Rouge, and like the zeros. Look, a couple of what was it? 2 years ago in Baton Rouge, after 3 quarters, it was still 0. Oh, even after the whole game, it was like a 0. Okay, it's 29-0. There's a lot of zeros. Is it really even competitive anymore? Look, I love the Tigers. You know, what was it, 8 in a row?
James, is this your second scoop of ice cream you called earlier? You said the same thing. Come on, baby, give us some new stuff to talk about.
Okay, but
now get into what's frustrating to you, other than the fact that they got shut out. We all know that. What bothers you the most about the loss? Tell us.
All right. Well, you know what bothers me the most is it was not a competitive game. We were a team, 7-1 going into the game. It was never competitive. In Baton Rouge. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. James, did you see the talent disparity?
Alabama's just better, James.
James, did you see the disparity in quarterbacks?
They're better, but god dang, man. Year in and year out, it's got to be a little bit more competitive than this.
All right, James, we appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Buddy, text message on the text message line says, TK and Buddy, Bama won the game tonight because they win the recruiting battle in December and January each year. I think that carries a little weight.
7 of the last 8 years, Alabama has had the #1 recruiting class in the country, and the year that they did, and they were 5. LSU, they pulled this out the other day. The last 7 years, they've averaged being number 6 or 7 in the country. And look, Coach, you said it earlier. Coach O realized he needed a kicker. He got Cole Tracy. He realized he needed a quarterback, and he got Joe Burrow. Now, look, Joe looked like a backup tonight because he was under duress, and he did make a lot of good throws, and he was running for his life, and he didn't have a lot of windows to throw and complete. But, you know, you can't overreact on one night. Those guys are really good, I promise you, across the board. Alabama has more guys that are going to play on Sunday at the line of scrimmage. I just ask you this, TK. Does LSU have an offensive player on their team that's going to make all SEC?
No.
Now, defensively, Grant Delpit's really good. What happened tonight? He got burned by a tight end who's from New Orleans. What happened to Greedy Williams? He got burned for a touchdown. Kristen Fulton made some plays. John Battle got hurt. Devin White's out of the first half. I don't know what James is asking for. Then you throw in Ed Ingram and all the other guys suspended and hurt. I think LSU has overachieved this year, TK. You and I talked about this.
Well, you know, they've won more games already than I thought they'd win all year. And, you know, you got Arkansas, Rice, and A&M remaining, Rice being the only home game. Obviously, that's a win. So they're going to win 8. We know that. Arkansas is very bad. By the way, they had the open date this weekend, so I'm sure they watched tonight, and they'll be ready next Saturday in Fayetteville. And we'll learn that kickoff time tomorrow, buddy, or tomorrow evening or late afternoon. It's either 3:30 or 6:30.
They showed there's 4 games that all are going to be played out.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
it's
sure
not going to be 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, they did say tonight that there's one option, but we'll know. You know.
Okay, so we'll know that tomorrow. And then you got Rice at home. They're going to win that without any problem. Then you go to A&M, who Auburn had a late comeback and beat today. So in Auburn, so you know, all you can do is go forward. You know you're going to win 8. Maybe you can win 9, 10. Get a fashionable bowl game, and like the text message said, recruit, recruit, recruit. That's what you got to do. They need more players to be able to hang with Alabama.
No doubt about it. You got to keep the juniors still on the roster, and I think somebody said it earlier, TK. They've got to find more playmakers on offense.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go live and direct to Tiger Stadium and get a report with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. That's up next from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard. Be sure to follow and connect with Scoreboards on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The all-day, all-you-can-eat tailgate and barbecue Sunday with the Saints kicking off at 3:25. Express lunch menu. They're open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. Happy hour stuff coming up for you. Connect on social media. We're back with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. He's Buddy Sanji. I'm Tommy Krysan. This is the Pelican Sports post-game show from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge.
Taste the feeling.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go, go, go. That game should keep them occupied. Oh, yeah!
Dad!
Oh, in your face!
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on your special day at Greystone. Create lasting memories in our newly remodeled reception hall at Greystone Country Club. For reservations and information, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysaid. Right now we go to Tiger Stadium, visit with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Brian, good evening. What did Coach O have to say after the game?
Well, it was pretty simple. He says to beat Alabama, you have to win the line of scrimmage, and they got beat at the line of scrimmage tonight, really both sides of the ball. You know, he pointed out Alabama ran for 280, LSU ran for 12. And that's pretty much that shows you the difference in the line of scrimmage play. And, you know, he said offensively they tried everything. You know, they max protected. They did some sliding of the offensive line, and nothing worked. He said they lost one-on-one battles with Alabama's defensive line. You know, if you look at what happened through all of the night, you know, Alabama a lot of times was rushing 4, so they had 7 guys back in coverage. So they were putting pressure on LSU with just a 4-man pass rush. So it's really the same old story, you know, in this losing streak to Alabama. You know, the defense, it's hard to say a defense played well when it gave up over 500 yards, close to 600 yards, but it hung in there, and, you know, I thought the defense would hold Alabama in the 20s. Well, that's what it did. I didn't know if LSU could score that much, and after, you know, it didn't take long, quarter and a half, you knew that LSU wasn't scoring enough. When Alabama got that touchdown right before half to go ahead 16-0, I think everybody knew it was over.
Yeah, Brian, did Coach O address the poor clock management right before the end of the half? It was pretty suspect to be running and going to hurry up when you needed to be soaking the clock. Did he address any of that and talk about all the changes? It looked like Brumfield played, but they brought in Chasen Hines. It looked like Decula started. They brought in McGee. Any other tweaking? I guess they tried every combination, but some suspect play calling with Coach Hinsminger tonight, especially at the end of the first half when he should have been soaking the clock.
Well, they ran the ball on first down, and I was surprised that Nick didn't call timeout then. Now, he had 2 timeouts left. Then I think he threw a pass on second down and then ran on third down. And that's when I think Nick used the time. Or no, he had a sack. That's what it was. That's what it was. They ran on first down. Nick didn't call a timeout. Then they sacked him on second down, and he still didn't call a timeout.
But LSU was going to hurry up when they should have been trying to get out of the half. They were snapping the ball with 20 seconds left, going to hurry up, and it was poor clock management. And I think when people assess that, but it wouldn't have made any difference. Brian.
Look, Nick, Buddy and Tommy, how many of the 8 starting offensive and defensive linemen for LSU would start for Alabama?
None.
Okay, there you go. So case closed. That's why they got beat 29-0 tonight. Now look, people are saying, well, look, A&M played close to Arkansas, scored 30 points against them. Look, let me explain something to you. When Nick Saban gets ready to play LSU, he's going to have Alabama ready, and this is their most important game of the season. And he even talked about in his post game how, you know, people have been talking about us and
We haven't played anybody this year, so we had a challenge for our players tonight to show what we could do against good teams. And I think all that talk that all week, you know, Alabama hasn't played anybody. That was the motivation that Nick wanted to have, and he used it tonight. So he said, Ed said after the game, we got to recruit better offensive line. We got to recruit better defensive line. He said it's that simple. And you know, some people say, well, he really criticizes his own players, but that's the facts. You know, until LSU gets better at the line of scrimmage, they're not going to beat this team.
Anything on John Battle's injury?
No, nothing was said, but obviously, you know, he went out in the first play of the game and didn't return, so obviously, you know, it's going to be something serious. Look, Todd Harris stepped in. He made 12 tackles tonight, the leading tackler in the game, so he certainly showed tonight. Here's the guy that next year will graduate, that he certainly can step right in and start back there in the secondary.
To show you how good Nick Saban is, Brian, he's got 2 new coordinators, offensively and defensively, and a couple times in the second half, Aranda sent the kitchen sink. One of them, Tua took off and ran it into the end zone. Another one, I think it was another touchdown. Let's give their coordinators. They had great nights tonight. And to show you, everybody was so pumped up before the game, but I don't think anybody could stop Alabama, Brian, unless you knock Tua out. And obviously, they got to get him ready for Mississippi State next week, which has got 2 NFL potential D linemen. But was Alabama even better than you thought, the way they pitched and catched, and then those bevy of running backs? I mean, the defense played their butts off, but the offense just couldn't do anything.
Look, I thought the Alabama offense was what I expected to see. Now, look, Tua is fabulous. You know, he's so elusive and he can make throws off balance, but he's been doing that all year. I thought their running backs were good. Look, their receivers, they're little bitty guys. Every one of their receivers is 6 foot and 6'1". They don't have any big receivers. They're all small guys, which work perfectly for the type of offense they're doing with the spread offense. And, you know, let's just get the ball out to them and let them make plays. And LSU's players had trouble tackling them. So I wasn't really surprised at the offense. I was surprised at how well Alabama's defense played tonight. But again, I think that you saw, you know, an LSU offensive line that simply wasn't ready for this caliber of competition.
Last one, Brian. Everybody put so much stock into this game, the build-up, the partying, the game day, all of that. Do you sense this team is going to be able to have a short memory and come back and get playing again? Because they're not going to face anybody close to what Bama has at the line of scrimmage, but certainly you don't want to have a hangover effect next week against Arkansas.
Well, you're playing the worst team in the SEC next week. You know, Arkansas got beat at home by 2 touchdowns by Vanderbilt. So this is the worst team in the conference, and then you're playing Rice, who may be one of the worst FBS schools in the country. So I don't think there's any way LSU can lose the next 2 weeks. And then, look, then LSU will be 9-2 going to College Station, where they will probably be playing for a New Year's Six bowl game berth. Maybe not the Sugar Bowl, because Georgia may still get there even if it loses to Alabama in the SEC title game. But, you know, certainly if LSU wins out, I would imagine they would be ranked in the top 11 in the country, which is what you have to be in order to get to a New Year's Six bowl game. So I think they win the next 2 weeks easily, and then it'll be a real big battle that last game in College Station.
Brian, tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com. We know basketball starts Tuesday night. Y'all guys will have plenty on that. Obviously, the football, always recruiting. Give us the rundown on TigerBait.com.
www.tigerbait.com. You go on the site tonight. You'll have game wrap-up, game analysis, video of the interviews after the game, and all the good talk on the message board.
Thank you, BL.
Brian, we appreciate it.
Talk with you Tuesday.
Okay. All right, he's been holding. We appreciate that. Let's go to Roger in Baker. Roger, you're on the postgame show.
Hey, Tommy. What y'all say, buddy?
Hey, Roger. Good evening. You get an extra hour of sleep.
I didn't call to give a scouting report. I called to say this.
Okay.
The problem we got at LSU is the coaching. whoever made that game plan up must be was on dope or something. Because I found out one thing. How could somebody with a baby beast mode and the other boy Fawcett, they get 12 yards in 4 quarters? That's the coaching responsibility. And I'm going to say this here too. The announcers, the 2 announcers, they tell it like it is. It hurts, but they tell it like it is. I'm going to say this here. LSU is #1 in part of it. Because I found out one thing. This football team should have walked home, had no breakfast or done enough. Because when we played ball, can't nobody come to our house and win nothing. And I'm going to say this here. We need to quit looking at their head on them helmets and start saying they put their clothes on, the socks on, like we do. LSU is scared of Alabama. How in the hell you going to run the ball 51 times on Georgia and don't run the ball on Alabama? You cannot win against Alabama, especially without a balanced attack.
All right, Roger. Take a deep breath, buddy. I'm worried about you having a heart attack tonight.
Roger, fired up his bacon.
So we beat Alabama. I'm going to say this here. A coach should have got that first touchdown, buddy. In other words, you know if you're playing Alabama, you got to score first. And I found out one thing. He won't go for it, he won't kick a field goal. Let me tell you something. Alabama can be beat, but you got to have strategy. You got to have a game plan, and you got to get out there and play football. Whoever runs, whoever hit, whoever tackle, whoever throw, that's who win the damn ball game. I'm going to say this here. I'm tired of us mention our boys with Alabama boys. We can play with Alabama, but we got to have a strategy. We got to, let me tell you something. Nick Saban played football. Nick Saban is a good coach. Georgia lost the whole team last year and then the SEC championship. So that says something about our coaching, buddy and Tommy. We need coaching. And I'm going to say this here. We need to go get something out of Nick Saban's feet. We need to go back and get Paul Diesel, the white team, the gold team, the Chinese veterans. We got to get together down there, Tommy, because I'm tired of calling this radio station. We got dominated. And guess that's what football all about.
Hey,
chill, Roger. I got Dr. Phil on the line.
I'm tired of
Roger.
calling. We need to play some football.
Hey, Roger.
I'm going to say this here. LSU is just as good as Alabama, but the coaching ain't worth a damn.
Hey, Roger, listen, hold on. Roger, don't forget to turn your clock back tonight, all right? We appreciate the call. Thank you, Roger.
He just said at the end, and this
we're here for people when they need a vent, you know?
But he just said at the end, and this is the problem that LSU fans have had. Number one, let's look what Nick Saban's done. By the way, he's not a good coach. He's a great coach.
He's the best coach ever.
And he could go down as one of the greatest ever if he wins 1 or 2 more championships, like he probably will.
I don't know who will beat him this year.
Exactly. But he just said at the end that LSU had just as good of players. Now, Brian and myself and you just asked, would any of the offensive linemen start for Bama?
No.
Would any of the defensive?
Maybe Cushenberry.
No way. They got a senior center, that Ross.
Okay.
But my point is that Alabama has better players. So first of all, you gotta have some #1 recruiting classes to be in the same area code. Now, if he wants me to admit, and I think you will admit, the coaches didn't have their greatest night with the game.
Nobody had a good night. Whoever called the coin toss, after that it was downhill.
I thought only one guy really showed up for LSU tonight. Justin Jefferson, I thought, played his butt off, okay? And he caught a lot of balls going
over obviously
the middle.
Harris, who led the team
Todd
with 12
Harris played
tackles.
really good, but you can
plus.
count them on one hand. But, Roger, there's a big disparity in talent, and when you have 15 to 25 stars versus 4 or 5, it plays out like it did. Now, I know he's frustrated, but, Roger, take a chill pill.
Make sure you turn your clock back.
Set your clock back.
I tried to change it.
Go take a long
All right, we're going to take a break.
Shower or bath.
We're going to come back. We're going to go back to Tiger Stadium and get with Ronnie Rance of the Jumbo Sports Network. We'll do that after this pause on the Pelican Sports Postgame Show from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard between Airline and Sherwood. Don't forget, tomorrow all day, all you can eat, tailgate and barbecue. Saints play at 3:25. Come see if you can pull the Saints through against the Rams down in the Superdome. You can do it right here at Scoreboards. Great way to keep up with everything at Scoreboards. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make the connection. We'll be back with Ronnie Rance after this pause. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. We go back to Tiger Stadium. Ronnie Ransom, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. We're going to tell you about an event they got coming up. Ronnie, good evening. Almost midnight. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You know, buddy, I did something I don't normally do. I bet against the Tigers, and I took the under, so there was a little small consolation in this loss tonight.
Ronnie, I know you went in the locker room after the game. Which players were you able to talk to? And I'm sure it wasn't a fun locker room to be in, but what was said?
Well, you know, when you interview players in college after a loss. It's a lot different than interviewing players in the pros after a loss, because obviously the pros get that check every 2 weeks. But so it was tough kind of pulling words out of some of these Tigers. And Joe Burrow, he was a man. He faced the media, but he was very short with his comments. And pretty much they all echoed the same, and that was, from a defensive standpoint, they said, hey, it was mistakes we made. I was surprised that Phillips and others did not want to give Alabama really a lot of credit. Pretty much said it was on them. It was mistakes, and that they made things that were fixable. And I don't know how you give up over 500 yards of offense to Alabama and it all be just mistakes. From Joe Burrow's standpoint, he said there were some moments where they had some chemistry. Obviously, he and Jefferson, but they just couldn't sustain anything. And obviously, LSU's offensive line was overmatched.
Jumbo, you were there and close up to the action. Could you just see the disparity in the talent, especially at the line of scrimmage, and talk about how LSU was pretty much, even though they did stop Alabama the first drive, and that's the first team to do that this year, but you could just tell Bama was waiting to explode. And secondly, have you seen a guy like Tua come in here and even when he looks like he was going out of bounds or was going to throw it away, was able to complete some of those passes?
There's a couple observations, and one, Coach O said in the press conference, he said, we've got to get bigger, stronger, faster offensive and defensive linemen, but mainly bigger and stronger offensive and defensive linemen. And that's where you can watch warm-ups, buddy. I was down on the sidelines just standing around looking at Alabama's two guards, 65 and 70. I mean, one is as wide as a refrigerator and looks like just you could take a 10-yard run and start and couldn't move him. And the other looks like the type of lineman you want to have 5 of. I mean, arms are gigantic, thin waist, athletic. I mean, they just have better-looking specimens than what LSU has. And it's across the board. Their receivers, besides 4, are big, physical guys. And LSU's got fast guys and lean guys, but their offensive and defensive linemen look much more imposing than Rashard Lawrence.
Back to Tua, was he as good as you heard? And what did he look like with a bird's eye view?
I mean, I didn't think he was as accurate as he's been throughout the year. And obviously LSU at times put some pressure on him. He's way bigger in person, thicker. He's got real mass to him. I don't know what his weight is officially, but it's well over. It's a 200+ weight. I mean, the guy's more put together and can take a hit. He just has that. First off, he had all day to throw the football most of the time, and he's just got the ability to just slide and move and buy time. And of course, he's got a big enough arm to throw it 50, 60 yards downfield. You got to respect him. So I just think he's going to get better and better. And if he decides to, depending on how long he wants to stay in college, he's going to win everything, every award.
Ronnie, any other players have any other type comments?
Well, I spoke with Phillips, the linebacker, and I tell you, Braden Fehoko probably had the most positive attitude and was pretty chatty. And he felt like, hey, look, they beat us, but we're moving on from this game. We still have a lot to play for. He said, hey, look, 10-2 and playing a New Year's Six bowl game, which is a real possibility. That would be a fantastic season, and they know they've got that in front of them, and they're looking forward to trying to do that. And he was probably, he and Tua are friends from Hawaii. They spoke on the field before, after the game. He said, they did some camps growing up together and things like that, and have been friends. And he probably had the most positive attitude and said, hey, look, if we end up 10-2 in a New Year's Six, we're going to be happy.
Hey, Jumbo, we've been playing Dr. Phil a little bit tonight, and Roger kind of blew a couple gaskets, and he blamed it all on coaching, and I did not think LSU had a great night coaching, but how many linemen, offensive and defensively, that LSU has, and no disrespect and not calling anybody, but how many linemen that LSU would start for Alabama?
Oh, man. I mean, maybe. Oh, man.
I don't know anybody.
I don't think anybody, buddy. I mean, that's the same but true. And look, here's the thing. It has nothing to do with you. Alabama would beat LSU. This Alabama team would beat this LSU team 10 out of 10 times. I mean, it has nothing to do with scheme. They physically just pushed LSU around. And look, when LSU would open a hole in offense, that thing closed faster than an elevator, in a fire. I mean, like, it was unbelievable. The holes would open up and then close so fast. I was amazed. I was thinking about Josh Booty in the first half, and we were, commenting on that. They just were the better team everywhere on the field except field goal kicker.
Hey, when did the crowd start to depart, and is that as lit as you've seen Tiger Stadium and all around there with game day? I think the fans probably got burnt out after the shutout for the half, but was it that as lit as you've seen it in a long time, pregame and build up?
It was by far, buddy and Tommy, the best atmosphere for tailgating in the history of LSU. The weather was perfect. With game day being there, it forced people to come out early. It was amazing. I think I pulled up at 1:30 today, and it felt like pulling up to a game that was about an hour and a half before game time. I mean, it was unbelievable, the tailgating. And, yeah, I agree with you, buddy. I think everybody got tired. You started to see people leave there in the third quarter at times, or even in the early fourth, when they knew LSU would never score.
All right, Jumbo, I know TK.
Ronnie, why don't you tell us about Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and then the event Monday night down in New Orleans from the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation.
Yeah, check out Sports Shorts every Saturday, Sunday, Monday night on right here on Pelican. And then, of course, Sports Shorts Radio Saturday mornings on ESPN Radio and Baton Rouge 104.5 and from 10 until noon. As Buddy says, it'll be a spicy one.
Ooh.
And this Monday night, I'm going to do an event for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame called An Evening with David Toms and Bob Pettit. It'll be at Metairie Country Club. It's a dinner, it's a banquet, and a little Q&A session with those guys up close and personal. So if you want to come, we've got a couple tickets left. Go to lasportshall.com. It's going to be a great event, lasportshall.com.
All right, Ronnie, we appreciate it as always, and we'll visit again next week when you're in Fayetteville.
Thank you, Jumbo.
All right, fellas. Y'all have a cheese stick and scoreboards for me.
All right, man.
There you go. All right, we appreciate that. Let's go to Andrew in Baton Rouge. Andrew, you're on the Pelican Sports Postgame Show.
I'm trying to learn this thing.
Marty?
Hang on.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Oh, no, we got him back again. Okay, we have Marty on the air there. Let's go to Andrew on line 2. Andrew, you're on a Postgame Show.
No, he's gone.
All right, he's gone. Hey, let's take a break. Come back with a whole lot more here at Scoreboards. Again, Alabama 29-0 over LSU. They play Arkansas next week in Fayetteville. We'll get a kickoff time tomorrow, late afternoon, evening. We're back after this pause with more. Hit us with a phone call, text message on Facebook Live. This is the Pelican Sports Postgame Show from Scoreboards on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
We continue with Pelican Sports post-game show. Again, Alabama 29-0 over LSU. We're at Scoreboards. Buddy, a quick look at some of the team stats. It's ugly. It's ugly. First downs, Alabama 29-13. Total offense, Alabama 576, LSU 196. Alabama rushed for 281, LSU rushed for 12. 6 penalties on Alabama. Only 3 penalties on LSU. Each team threw 1 interception. And a factor, and it kind of got a little better in the second half, but time of possession, 35 minutes plus for Bama, right under 25 for LSU. So, again, LSU won the coin toss. After that, it was all Alabama.
But they didn't listen to you.
No, they should have.
And you know,
Danielson even made that point.
Danielson
you should have took
you know,
the ball.
TK said it earlier that in light of Devin White being out for the first half, he thought that maybe you should take the football first and try to get something going. Now, look, let's give LSU credit. They were able to stop Alabama on their first possession. It's the first time this year. But I think everybody's got to take a couple deep breaths tonight and realize that, look, LSU's had a pretty darn good year. If we would have told you, TK, they would be 7-2 at this point, losing to Florida, which now looks like a bad loss, and losing to Alabama, but beating Georgia and all those other teams, how many people wouldn't have taken that? Seriously.
Well, you hang your hat on a Georgia win, obviously. That's, you know, a big win. That's a plus. And, you know, Georgia did win the East Division today. They will be in Atlanta on December 1, and if they win that game, they're going to be in the playoff in spite of losing to LSU. So, you know, this team has done a lot better than a lot of people, including me, said in August, okay? I was wrong, I'll admit that. But the bottom line is they're not better than Alabama. Alabama came into Baton Rouge in a packed house, and as Ronnie said, you said, the atmosphere on the campus was just tremendous all day. The Buddy Sanji weather app brought us some beautiful weather.
Man, I wish I
mean, you know, everything was there, and then it just boils down to the fact that Alabama was better.
But this is 2 consecutive years at home that LSU's put a goose egg, and I wasn't enamored with the play calling. I wasn't enamored with some of the personnel. But look, you draw it up. You had 2 weeks to get ready. I don't think it would have mattered anything tonight. That they were just a dominant team. Those stats prove it to be. That's all in the pudding. But look, don't beat your team up. You get an extra hour to sleep, and you'll feel a little bit better. But now, look, you got to pick your chin up and go get ready. I know Brian said 2 automatic wins, but you know Arkansas. If you let this affect you, they're pretty tough at home at times.
Well, no, I mean, if Arkansas beats LSU, that don't mean LSU just laid an egg.
Well,
it was flat as a pancake.
A lot of energy into this game now.
Well, but still, Arkansas is bad.
Yeah.
This phone line's Jerrio in Lafayette. Jerrio, you're on the postgame show.
Yeah, listen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We changed coaches, we changed coordinators, we changed offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. The only constant that we haven't changed is Tommy Moffitt. Now, I understand he's an LSU guy, and like Flint, but the strength and conditioning of this team is horrible and has been since he's been here. I'll hang up and listen to your response.
Appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Buddy, you know, people want to talk about officiating. They want to talk about the coaching. That's not it. It's the Johnnies and the Joes, you know, and Alabama has a better crop of football players than LSU does at this point in time. And they have now at 8 straight games, and, you know, there's no other way to say it. Bama's better.
Well, look, everybody is reaching for excuses. This is what happens.
Well, you got to give credit to Bama.
Exactly, and this is one of the problems that the LSU fan base has. They've got 20-something 5-stars. LSU's got 4 or 5. It's a total disparity. You can kick Tommy Moffitt. Every player this year passed the conditioning test earlier than ever before. And I'm not here to protect Tommy Moffitt. Some people think he's got long in the tooth. I think he still does a good job. But bottom line is that you've got to recruit better players. You go back and you look. Lloyd Kuchenberry was a guy they took at the end of the recruiting thing. Damian Lewis they just took from junior college. Austin Deculus, Adrian McGee, Sadiq Charles, and then Garrett Brumfield, who was overweight because he was off for 4 weeks. He got handled tonight by 92. You could blame that on Tommy Moffitt, but who's got to lift the weights? It's the players, right?
Yeah, the players have to be held accountable at some point in time. And I'm going to say what we said earlier. After spring practice, Coach O realized, hey, I better go get a quarterback. He went and got Joe Burrow, and that's the best one they got. He knew he had to go get a place kicker. He got Cole Tracy, and in spite of the miss tonight, he's had a fabulous year in spite of that miss. So now he knows he's got, as he said, we heard the report from Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, he's got to get bigger and stronger linemen. Ronnie Rand's talking about the 2 guards for Alabama, which is big could be. I mean, you know, that's what they have to do. And as one of the text messages said earlier, you got to beat Alabama in December and on that first Wednesday in February and get those players in. And, you know, there's kids from Louisiana that play in a lot of other states than Louisiana. But unfortunately, there are ones playing for Alabama who are in part making a difference on the field. And you did a wide receiver didn't even play tonight. The kid from A-Meat. So, you know, what do you do about that? You got to try to flip it around. And I know Coach O is going to work his butt off at doing that.
Yeah, and look, you win as a team and you lose as a team. And this is not when you start pointing fingers and have all the magic answers. They got a serious case of getting dominated in every facet of the game. The only thing that Alabama didn't do well tonight was kickoffs. And oh, by the way, that kid's from Louisiana.
Mandeville.
Yeah, Mandeville, right? So Isaiah Buggs is a guy that LSU thought they were going to get. He goes to Bama. Dylan Moses, we know, was a kid from U-High, ended up going to Alabama. You go through all of those. You got to do a couple things, TK. You got to stop letting these kids from Louisiana go to Alabama, and it's hard because they continue to win. Well, and then you got to continue to get your juniors and underclassmen. Now, Greedy Williams is a redshirt sophomore. He's going to go pro, and Devin White's going to go pro. but there's nobody else on that team that should even be thinking about it.
Well, need some running backs too. Maybe John Emery's the answer to that. He didn't attend the game tonight. He said he had a conflict.
I saw that on TigerBait.com.
Well, anyway, so no, and again, Coach O and the staff will address that, and they will, you know, they're going to have to do that. I mean, but what they have to do is get back to work Monday morning, get ready for Arkansas. LSU's going to, we do this every week. They're going to be 15, 16, 17-point favorites on the road in Fayetteville against the Razorbacks.
Oh, I like it. You're throwing that out there. Instead of asking me, you kind of
well, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. But no, so I mean, they got to turn the page, get to work Monday, make sure you beat Arkansas. They're going to beat Rice at home. That'll be the home finale. Only one home game left, Tiger fans. And then go on the road for what will be the toughest of the three remaining in College Station against A&M, who got beat by Auburn today. Auburn with a frantic fourth quarter comeback to beat Jimbo Fisher's Aggies today. So LSU not going to be in the college football playoff. They're going to fall to 9, 10, or 11 in the polls.
I was just getting ready to
Georgia won, Michigan won. You know, Washington State's got a slight lead right now against Cal.
Michigan will definitely be 4. Notre Dame will be 3. Obviously, Clemson.
Clemson scored 77 today on Louisville. How that program has sunk, huh?
And I think when you see what Bama does to Mississippi State, I think you're going to feel a little bit better. But, hey, look, this was a tough game, a great atmosphere. You got a lot of positives. It's going to take a couple days to get to them. But bottom line is they ran into a juggernaut tonight. And this may be, I think it's without a doubt his best offensive team. But overall, this could be one of his best teams ever.
Could be. Hey, let's remind you about scoreboards. We're on the sound stage at scoreboards. And from a radio TV perspective, TV, 12 noon on Tuesday, Sports Update with Kate. 3 p.m. on Tuesday, the Roger Kadar Show, hosted by Clarence Buggs. You're welcome to come on out and check it out and see it all happen. Tigers Roar next Wednesday evening, okay? Radio, I'm here most of the days in the afternoon doing a radio show from 3 to 5 with Pelican Sports Radio. So we got a lot happening here. And then on top of that, open every day at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow, as it is each and every Sunday, all you can eat tailgate and barbecue, chicken, sausage, ribs, potato salad, beans. Rest of the menus available. Kids menu, they're family friendly here at Scoreboards. Then you got the express lunch special each and every day, get you in and out of here for those of you who have to have a quick lunch, and then everything else that's going on here. And a great way to keep up with it all, connect on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Scoreboard, Sports Grill and Catering, Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Menus posted on the Facebook page, all that good stuff. So it was a very, very nice crowd, huge crowd for the game tonight. We had a nice crowd for Tigers Rodeo tonight. You need to get in that number, whether it's any of the shows, TV, radio, here on the sound stage, and everything else that's going on here at Scoreboard. A lot of great sports memorabilia in the building too. You can spend a few minutes walking around looking at a lot of cool stuff, including many displays from the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame.
Hey, I promise you the Saints are going to give you more excitement tomorrow afternoon. Come over here to Scoreboards. Shout out to Shannon and all of her people that have done a great job today. It's been a long day, and we've tried to take care of all of you. We hope that you come back and see us. Tomorrow's going to be a big party. Incredible ribs. I had some of the shrimp earlier today. Really awesome, good food. Hang in there, Tiger fans. It's one game. It's one domination of a loss, but this team will live to play another day, and they've got a chance to win 10 in the regular season.
All right, appreciate all the phone calls tonight, the text messages, all you folks on Facebook Live. We do appreciate it. We'll be here again right after the Arkansas game. It's a road game. Come watch it. Hang around with the post-game show as well. Again, connect with Pelican on social media as well. Buddy Saji, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. with Buddy Sports Talk on the radio. Pelican Sports Radio, 3 to 5. Jordy Hultberg in the mornings from 7 to 8. Thank you for tuning in to the Pelican Sports post-game show.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
No!